5:44 in the morning. Just woke up, had a bunch of bad dreams. Um, oh man, I've been on this discussion on several of these recordings about the importance of physical attractiveness when it comes to building genuine friendships and female attraction. The black pill is not an ideology. And for those who don't know what the black pill is, the black pill talks about how looks are far more important than any other trait that is non-physical. Um, the black pill's been shown in cartoons, it's been shown on TV, movies, Hollywood movies. Um, Here's an example. South Park is one example of the black pill. It shows that they're at this dance because all the boys, including Kyle, they all think that the women care about dancing. And then the one kid walks up and he says, um, I think they just care about that one kid no matter what he does. The point of the episode is that it's not your hobbies that are a concern for attraction or anything else. It's how you look. Um, and Family Guy. And mind you, that the creators of Family Guy are Masons. They're also tied to secret societies and the Illuminati, if you want to call it that, the occult, secret fraternities. And these are the people, the enlightened ones, the Bavarian Illuminati groups. There's several of them that are aware of what's important. The enlightened ones. That's what Illuminati means. It means illumination, to be enlightened. Um, Now, the physical attributes of attraction, this isn't really a secret. That's what's interesting about it. There is data that supports this. Charles Darwin as well. And even religions acknowledge that physical beauty is important. Um, you, if you're around women, or if you've heard women say that looks don't matter, sometimes you'll also notice that in the next very sentence, they'll call a dude ugly and say he looks like an elf or something like that. Now, this was the case with my mother. She would gaslight me, and she's done that since I was a child. And she told me that looks don't matter. And then I said something about a dude I used to hang out with, and she goes, he looks like an elf. He's ugly. And she was so oblivious to the fact that she contradicted what she said. I mean, logically, you can't say looks don't matter and then in the next sentence say someone's ugly and looks like an elf. That just makes you willfully dumb. And most of the stupidity in our society is willful. Most people are at least average in IQ. Um, and the more intelligent you are, the less likely you're going to have a good life anyway. I mean, we're not going to ignore the importance of physical attractiveness, but intelligent people have a better awareness of life, and they're more likely to have mental health issues. In fact, um, they have a better understanding of how life works. And ugly people, some of them, a lot of us are pretty dumb, but there are cases where certain ugly people are intelligent. Attractive people are often perceived as intelligent because of the halo effect in social psychology. We interpret beautiful people as better people in general, and and ugly people are often perceived as bad people and also stupid. Now, Albert Einstein was not attractive. He was not considered attractive, but he was intelligent. He had a very high IQ. Now, I have had people in my life tell me that I was intelligent. I didn't ask them for their opinions. Their opinions were unprovoked. I tried to get an application for a job for some, I don't know why people think I needed to do it through some handicapped behavioral um, center, but they said that my IQ was too high and I didn't qualify just by talking to them on the phone. They said I needed to have an IQ of at least 70 to 75 in order to qualify, and they said I sound too intelligent, and I didn't qualify. And I told one of my siblings this, and I think he was in disbelief and didn't really want to accept that because my sibling, one of them, is an extremely entitled, egocentric narcissist. And I use that term just to denote a sense of self importance, extreme self importance, where someone can't be wrong about something or a lot of things, and they think another person's always wrong about something, and every experience they have is invalid or non existent or delusional. And that's my sibling, one of them at least. He's very popular with women, very popular with people in general. Um, and he can't handle the fact that I'm right about a lot of things. I can give you data supported from scientific communities, and it's still not enough for him. He has a perception of life and women that's not reality. And people sometimes have this perception that the more popular you are with women, the better you understand them. But this isn't true. Actually, the more blinded you are about women. If you're more popular around people, you're going to have a better perception of people. You're going to have a better outcome or outlook on people in general. But when you're not popular, you're going to have a worse outlook on people. And you're going to figure out why you don't like people and why people don't like you. But the beautiful, the physically attractive, are not going to, in most cases, give a shit. They're going to just assume that it's their confidence in their game. They're not going to have any clue that it's how they look. Um, I just went on a tangent, but let's go back to the topic. We're talking about the Illuminati, the importance of the black pill, and how it's shown in cartoons and TV. The Illuminati understands physical attractiveness is important. In fact, it's one of their weapons that they use to cause factions. Um, Children at school are bullied, right? But why are they bullied? Nobody really asks that question in society. They'll blame it on something that is on the person, but they are not going to consider outside forces. And the way I look at it, the reason they don't is because if they do, society doesn't look as moral, it doesn't look as fair or kind. And if you acknowledge that society makes people want to die, or indirectly, I'm going to say indirectly, because people can choose to not do these things, but indirectly can have an effect on a person to such a degree that they go out and commit horrible atrocities, then society just flies out the window and it no longer looks moral. Um, but bullying is a result of being unattractive as a kid, and if you're lucky, you blossom and people treat you differently. Um, Here's examples of celebrities that are treated bad by because of how they look. Jonah Hill, people insult him all the time and say he's ugly, make fun of him. Sarah Michael, he would be considered a cute cell, or he's so youthful and cute in appearance that no one takes him seriously. He also has a beta look. He's got a recessed jawline, a weak jaw, and he looks like, a young child. So he's made fun of for it and treated bad. Now, from what I can see, at least when he's being interviewed, he's just very mild, but he's also, conventionally unattractive. Um, People try to say that I look normal, which I think it's bullshit anyway. When I went to get my glasses in 2019, the doctor said I had strabism. Strabism is where one eye bulges or drifts. Um, I believe it's the right eye, it could be the left, but one cheek's lower than the other as well. And I'm having issues with my jaw joint. It keeps popping out on the right side. My teeth aren't perfectly straight. I got pitted teeth as well. But when I was younger, real young, mind you, like a little kid, the women that I dated or attracted, and I know I was a kid, but that's irrelevant. These women would be considered above average in appearance today. But my nutrition wasn't perfect, and my mom let me eat candy and she let me drink soda. She put me and my siblings on a bunch of antipsychotic drugs because she couldn't handle us. And that's the problem with today's parents. They can't handle their children, so they think doping them with medications is the solution. My mother bashed my head off a staircase when I was little, and my brother had to stop her. My dad wasn't there. He was addicted to drugs, and he was a terrible father, and he still is. He lives in a delusion as well. He thinks that life is a fairy tale, that there's a lid for every cap, but he has no proof of these things. He can't back this up with evidence. People are often expected to believe a truism. A truism is something that is just accepted as fact. So there's plenty of fish in the sea, there's a lid for every cap. If you're an intellectual like myself, you're going to question this with extreme scrutiny. And that's the problem. Intelligence and critical thought are not well liked in society. You're not allowed to free think because if sometimes when you think clearly on life, it doesn't help society. It doesn't help society keep going. Society can't really function properly if you expose it for what it is. And what is society? It's just a man made construct that lies about what's valuable in humanity. It says that all humans are equal. It says that um, everyone is prone to good, and only a few select are bad. One of the agendas of society is to destroy the ugly. And okay, they said once, people would say, like online, social media, and shit, that most cops were bullies, or excuse me, most cops were bullied in school. Believe it or not, this isn't an attack on the police. No, it's an attack on bullied children. See, in order for society to make bullied children look bad, they have to use someone in authority to get that means done. So they say cops were bullied children and they wanted to get back at the bullies. No, 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 no. Most cops were well esteemed in school. Most cops were bullies in school and they get badges and continue to bully. There has always been an agenda against what we would call involuntary celibates. There always has been because it's human nature. It's human nature to biologically hate the ugly, and it's human nature to blame the ugly for problems that are beyond their control. Women, by nature, hate the ugly. Women hate ugly men, and it's not just women. People hate ugly people in general. But they're in biology, evolutionary psychology, women have a it's been shown that women have a pathological disgust that is oftentimes subconscious. Pathological meaning they are programmed to detect biological trademarks of good health in men. And when they detect bad trademarks, this would be specifically the face, though other things can come into that. They are disgusted because it's beyond their natural control. They're programmed to attack this person verbally or socially, um, like a, I think, how do I put this? Like a blood cell attacks a virus or a virus attacks a sick blood cell, something like that. So a lot of your problems as a dude are a result of being ugly. And you know better through your experiences that there is no such thing as gamer confidence. And I'm sure you've probably seen, some of you people have probably seen out in public, um, that women would approach men they found attractive. And women do. They approach men they think are good looking. They're not taking into consideration their personality. Your personality is actually interpreted based on how you look. The better looking you are, the better personality you will be perceived to have. And actually, your personality is shaped by how you look because how you were treated as a kid, how you look, shapes your personality. So, ugly people are more awkward. That's common. And attractive people are less awkward. Um, People will often assume that you're stupid when you're ugly, and you could go along with it. But deep down, you know they're lying and they're full of shit. and they're lying about a bunch of shit and they talk shit about you. But they think you're dumb and they think you can't understand these things. I've been lied to more than once. People discuss me like you can't trust. If you're an ugly person, you could be kind and you could do kind things out of genuine desire to benefit that person and care about them. But that doesn't mean they care about you. They see you as a target, um, and they'll take advantage of you. And you let it happen, and you because you care about them. And if you're ugly and you have this alleged chick or this chick allegedly showing interest in you, I'm going to tell you this right now. Don't believe it. Don't for one fucking minute believe it that that chick is actually genuinely attracted to you. And here's the thing: if you're ugly, women won't actually be genuine friends. That's the thing. Ugly guys can't have women as friends because women hate them biologically. It's wired in their biology to hate you, even if you are a friend to them. If you're a friend to a woman as an ugly dude, they talk about how ugly you are behind your back. I observe people. I'm a bird watcher, and I observe the behaviors of people and how they respond and their answers. I observe them in other scenarios, in other situations with other people. This helps me understand if they're lying. This helps me see if they're lying. So when I'm in that context and they respond in a certain manner, I know they're lying. And here's the thing: most people can put on a poker face, especially in friendships, and especially with people that come into their place and don't like them. Now, sometimes their dislike is warranted, don't get me wrong, but people will put on a poker face around others that they actually don't like. They'll act like they like them. They'll talk as if they like them. They're friendly to them. Their face lights up around them, but they really and truly don't like them. You have to be a bird watcher as an ugly dude. You have to examine the behaviors of other people so that you can have a better understanding of how they think and how you think. Because the more you learn about others, the more you learn about yourself. And we'll tie this in. The Illuminati, the enlightened ones, they understand these things. And they understand psychology, they understand the nature of humanity, and they use it to their advantage. They make a monopoly on your nature, and they take advantage of you, and they lie about you and why you suffer. Because they understand that human beings are already pitted against each other anyway. And nature is tribal. Nature has favorites, even in religion. There is no religion when you're ugly because people will judge you in religions subconsciously. Bullying occurs in church all the time because Jesus can't save you from your bad face. If you're an ugly dude, you know that religion's bullshit. At least organized religion. There may be a creator out there, but this creator, for some fucked up reason, has selected nature to be cruel. I see churches as propaganda machines. I think they're a bunch of bullshit. Can you imagine if someone in politics started criticizing religion, at least to a certain degree that it exposed it as something that covers up human nature? These people would be silenced. If you expose religion in the context of exposing society, you would be snuffed out eventually. And if you had, you know, damning proof of it, you would be snuffed because they kill anyone in politics who expose their system, their control system. And that's what society is. It's a control system. They made it up. It was there to enslave you, to make you a slave, to dumb you down, to render you docile and weak before their power. You know, it'd be nice if everyone could be at peace with each other, but it doesn't seem like that can happen. Maybe the human experience can transcend that of nature, but and perhaps that's what science is trying to do, to alter the genetics of a human being so that they become godlike. But is that possible? I don't really think so, but who knows? Believe me, if I could take some kind of serum, super soldier serum, and become something like Captain America, I would. And maybe they have something like that, but it's not going to be on like out for the public. If I could alter my genetic code and become the apex of genetic quality, I would, but it ain't gonna happen. Um, the Illuminati system, it it makes money off of our own nature. Video games are an example of that. They manipulate us through visual stimuli, be that video games or our own sex drives as humans. Um, they manipulate our dopamine receptors. They they understand that humans in nature hunted down their food, and so they use that to their advantage. One could say that, at least to a certain degree, I adhere to primitive anarchism, to a certain degree, mind you, but I also have a nihilistic philosophy. I respect the great philosophers such as Friedrich Nietzsche and Arthur Schopenhauer, because they all have takes on humanity that, in my estimation, are factual. That human beings are animals and we act on instinct and we judge by appearance. Jordan Peterson, some have called him milk toast, meaning he's mamby pamby weak, but he's right on a lot of things too. Andrew Tate, all these people have different takes. Maybe they're not right on everything, but some of the things they say are true. And all these people, to a certain degree, are politically incorrect. Um, anyway, that's enough for this discussion.